So you're thinking about buying a home in Sumner, Washington. Well, Sumner is an incredibly charming small town that offers a unique blend of community warmth and suburban tranquility. Nestled in the South Sound, Sumner provides the perfect balance between a close-knit environment and easy access to the vibrant energy of nearby larger cities like Seattle and Tacoma. This progressive city boasts a population of around 10,000 residents and showcases a delightful fusion of natural beauty, urban conveniences, and small-town charm. Whether you're a remote worker seeking a more serene residential setting away from the hustle and bustle of a big city like Seattle, or you've just been stationed at JBLM, or you're just looking for a place with ample opportunities for growth and adventure, Sumner has something for everyone. But is Sumner the right place for you to move? Let's break down the pros and cons of this city and see how it stacks up for your next move. By the way, my name is Rebecca Daniels. I am a real estate broker here in Washington, and if this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is about living in the greater Seattle, Washington area, make sure you subscribe below and tap the bell for notifications. That way you can be the first to learn about the current market in Seattle, Tacoma, and everything in between. You know, I get calls and texts every single day from people just like you, and I love it. So whether you're moving in 9 days or 9 months, feel free to give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, or let's even schedule a Zoom call. All of that information is in the description below. Now, let's get into the pros of Sumner, Washington. Starting with number 1, Sumner is in a prime location if you're looking to be centrally located in the Puget Sound region. You've got easy access to Seattle and Tacoma, so you've got a full range of big city amenities while still maintaining the charm of the smaller community. This balance makes Sumner an attractive option for those who want the best of both worlds. And with easy access to major highways and public transportation, commuting from Sumner is pretty simple. If you are an avid nature explorer, you will love how close Sumner is to Mount Rainier, Crystal Mountain, and Olympic National Park. Almost everything is less than 2 hours away, making day trips super easy. And of course, there are plenty of other nearby options for hiking, fishing, boating right in the Sumner Puyallup Valley. Another pro of living in Sumner, Washington is going to be the tight-knit community and small town atmosphere. The city organizes various community events like the Daffodil Parade, Nights on Ryan, and Rhubarb Dates throughout the year, fostering a strong sense of community and providing entertainment for residents. The downtown area of Sumner is filled with historic buildings like the Ryan House, unique shops, and cozy restaurants, which give it a really charming and nostalgic vibe. Sumner is also committed to featuring local artists and has murals on every block. Every summer, the city hosts free concerts in Heritage Park, and every event, they give opportunities for local artisans to have booths featuring their products. If you're like me and you like the idea of being able to walk everywhere to get all of your errands done, you will really appreciate how walkable Sumner is. It has a walk score of 83 and is just as bikeable. Sumner is also home to the largest YMCA in the state of Washington, and it has plenty of parks and playgrounds to explore. It has the Sumner Link Trail, which is a 5.5-mile paved trail across and along the White River with picnic areas and workout facilities. The Bill Heath Sports Complex is near the high school and was put together through a 10-year community effort. It has a skate park, multiple baseball fields, soccer fields, basketball courts, tennis, volleyball courts, and so much more. It is a great place to gather for some outdoor fun. And Loyalty Park is Sumner's oldest park, and if you visit Rainier View Park on a clear day, you can, as I'm sure you guessed, view Mount Rainier. By the way, if you live in Sumner or if you have lived in Sumner before, leave a comment and let me know your thoughts about Sumner. What did you like? What did you not like? And if you didn't like something, let's still try to play nice in the comments, but leave a comment below and let me know what you liked or didn't like. And if you have lived here or if you are living in Sumner, make sure you respond to those comments as well. Now with that, another pro of living in Sumner is going to be the job opportunities. The city has a healthy economy with diverse industries and employment opportunities, including manufacturing, retail, and healthcare. Sumner and the surrounding areas have a rich agricultural heritage, with Sumner still being known as the rhubarb pie capital of the world. While the scale of agricultural activities has diminished over time, there are still some farms and agricultural businesses that contribute to the local economy, especially in the production of berries, fruits, and other crops. The north end of Sumner has a significant manufacturing sector with companies involved in industries such as aerospace, automotive, electronics, and industrial equipment. It is home to many warehouses and industries that really enjoy that easy freeway access and other amenities suited to manufacturing. Sumner has a vibrant small business community in the historic downtown Sumner area and the East Main Street Business District, with numerous locally owned shops, boutiques, restaurants, and service providers. These small businesses contribute to the local economy and add to the unique character of the city. The city of Sumner is very committed to supporting local small businesses and has many grant programs available to local residents who are wanting to start their own businesses. Sumner is definitely a community that is focused on building and pouring back into its community. So another pro of living in Sumner is going to be a lower cost of living compared to other parts of Pierce County, depending on the neighborhood, of course. Compared to other locations in Seattle and Tacoma, Sumner offers a relatively low cost of living, which plays a big role when it comes to housing prices, as the average home and everything will cost significantly less than a similar home in nearby cities. So according to Best Places, the cost of living in Sumner is $122.3, with housing costs at $162 and a median home cost of $440,000, which are actually closer to $540,000 now. Utilities are lower than the national average at $72.9, while transportation costs are $118.2. Overall, cost of living in Sumner is pretty close to the state average, aside from cost of housing, which is lower than the state average and lower than some of its neighboring cities, like Bonnie Lake, which has a median home price of $620,000, and Seattle at $820,000. Now, another pro on the list is going to be the schools. Sumner is part of the Sumner Bonnie Lake School District, which offers various educational opportunities for the residents of Bonnie Lake, Edgewood, Sumner, and unincorporated areas of East Pierce County, Washington. The Sumner Bonnie Lake School District serves around 10,000 students with a 20-to-1 student-to-teacher ratio at 15 different campuses, ranging from pre-K through high school education. The district offers a gifted program, AP program, and the International Baccalaureate program, and Running Start, which allows high school students to take classes for college and high school credit for free. Niche.com ranked the Sumner Bonnie Lake School District as number 6 for best schools for athletes in the Seattle area, and it ranked it highly in other areas as well. If you want to check out more information, this is all pulled from greatschools.org and niche.com, or you can go straight to their website, which is sumnersd.org, and you'll be able to find out more stats and ratings on these schools. Overall, the Sumner Bonnie Lake School District is rated a B+ by niche.com right now. Let's talk about crime in Sumner. You, of course, want to check online. Make sure you check everything before you decide to make a final move, no matter where you're going. But niche.com gives Sumner a B- for crime and safety, and according to Neighborhood Scout, there is a much lower rate of violent crime in Sumner compared to other cities in Washington. Just like any town, there are pockets that have higher or lower rates than others. Again, you'll want to check online, and you can check local police departments, you can check Neighborhood Scout, and several other options if that is a concern for you. Now, there are some cons of living in Sumner as well. I mean, I really like Sumner, and I've really enjoyed living here, but some people may not think it's that cool of a place to live, especially if you're comparing it to somewhere like Seattle. The people living in and moving to Sumner are typically looking for a great deal on housing, a slower pace to life, and or looking for something that is essentially located. Like if you have one person who is working in Seattle and the other is in Tacoma, this allows for a pretty similar commute for both parties. And with it being a small town, there are some limitations when it comes to entertainment and diversity and public transportation. The good news is Sumner does have the Sounder train that goes into Tacoma and Seattle. A lot of commuters use that to avoid the traffic on I-5. You're not going to find a restaurant that's open past 9 p.m. on a weekday. If you drive through Main Street after 8 p.m., it's pretty much empty. There's not a vibrant nightlife here. If you're looking for a club or a bar scene, you're going to need to go into Tacoma or Seattle for that. Sumner does have the Ryan House Museum, a theater program, and various cultural celebrations throughout the year, but it's definitely not as extensive as what you would find in a bigger city. And while there is some diversity in the food and dining options, there's not a ton. It's a small town. But on the flip side of that, when you do go out to eat, you know that you are supporting one of your neighbors, because pretty much all the restaurants are locally owned small business. And again, Sumner has a huge emphasis on supporting local artists and small businesses. So it's possible you could have a better chance of starting your own business in Sumner with way less red tape versus somewhere else in King County. So you've got a lot of pros of living in a smaller town that outweigh the cons. It really just depends on the vibe that you want and your lifestyle. Another con of living in Sumner is that Sumner is in a volcanic hazard zone. Sumner has beautiful views of Mount Rainier, but Rainier is an active volcano. The first Monday of every month, the city tests the Lahar warning system, which is the tsunami, earthquake, volcano warning system in the area, and there are signs up everywhere showing the evacuation route. Now, the good news is experts don't expect anything to happen there for like another 500 to 1,000 years. So the chance of something major happening in our lifetime is super low, but just the simple fact of living in a volcanic zone could be scary for some people. Now, obviously, I'm not a volcanologist, so if this is something concerning to you, please make sure you do your research. Another con of living in Sumner is the weather. Much like the rest of the Pacific Northwest, Sumner experiences a significant amount of rain throughout the year. We have about 152 days of sunshine and 152 days of rain, and about 60 days of just gray. Now, one of the great things about Sumner is its proximity to the great outdoors, but when it's cold, rainy, and gray, there's not a whole lot to do right in Sumner. You may have to go to some of the nearby cities to find some indoor fun and activities. Things do feel a little bit shut down during the winter months, but it really comes alive again once the weather starts warming up and the sun comes back out. For our last con, I am going to mention crime again. Although Sumner has a lower rate of violent crime, according to Neighborhood Scout, it does have a high rate of property crime and one of the highest rates of motor vehicle theft in the country. So that could be considered a con by some people. Again, there's pockets. Check those sites, check with the local police departments, make sure you do your research and make sure that you're comfortable with where you're moving to. That pretty much wraps up the pros and cons of living in Sumner, Washington. Overall, I love living here. It's a great community. It's definitely still developing and growing, and it's close enough to the bigger cities that you really can have the best of both worlds. Again, whether you're moving in 9 days or 9 months, whatever, feel free to give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, or let's schedule a Zoom call. I'd be happy to help you make that smooth move to Sumner. So until next time, make it a great day.